All right, Nick, let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. As minicamp is wrapping up, we get to see who the stars of minicamp are. Whether or not that means a whole lot for the regular season yet to remain to be seen. But, looking good in minicamp has its own pluses. And there's an Atlanta Falcons player who looks very good thus far in spring minicamp.
Miles, I agree with you 100%. We already talked about one rookie for the Atlanta Falcons doing a great job. We've got another guy to join that list. But before we get to the report that you dug up, Atlanta Falcons fans got a really hard question for you guys to answer in the comment section below. Who is the greatest running back, in your opinion, in Atlanta Falcons history? There's a lot of great names to potentially throw out there. I'm a big Jamal Anderson guy myself. But give us your favorite Atlanta Falcons running back in the comment section below. And stay tuned to the end of today's video to hear a word from our partner of today's video, and that is Neuro. They've got a great product that gives you a fast and easy energy boost. Both Mize and I take their gums and mints before the show to give us the energy we need to get through this content. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to learn more about Neuro and to get access to our special discount code. All right, Mize, what you got? What's the latest out of Atlanta?
Yeah, Nick, building on a strength is something that is really important. That is something the Atlanta Falcons have done once again through the draft in the second round, getting rookie Matthew Bergeron from Syracuse to help bolster that left guard position. This guy seems like a beast, and so far in minicamp, he is proving to be as such as well. I'm going to get into the story right now. It says, what stood out to me most during rookie minicamp was seeing Matthew Bergeron in action. I don't simply mean in action at left guard, where he took the majority of snaps, but in general. He was built differently than I thought he was. When you see a guy who weighs upwards of 320 pounds coming out of college, you think to yourself, he's going to look a little different. At least I did. I didn't expect Bergeron to have the length that he did, nor did I expect his athleticism and agility to be as evident as it was. Even when he was warming up, stretching, his flexibility was hard to miss. It's difficult seeing a 320-pound guy kicking his leg up that high, which is, that is fair to say. But Bergeron played tackle exclusively in college, so when the Falcons drafted him and said they planned to move him to inside guard, Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith were asked what they saw in Bergeron to feel that he could make that move. Smith said it was the way Bergeron was built. Smith likened Bergeron to Roger Saffold, who Smith coached at Tennessee at the end of Saffold's career. This is all from, of course, AtlantaFalcons.com. Some really great, hometown reporting going on right there. But Nick, what they're saying is that Fontenot looked really great in minicamp last year, and it seems like Fontenot and Arthur Smith have a plan for Bergeron for this team, and it looks like he's going to fit the mold better than people thought, or at least at first glance when you look at his stats. As I said, he moves better, looks better, is all around better than a guy of his size and stature they thought would be. But I'm curious, Nick, what are your thoughts so far on Bergeron early in this minicamp, and what do you think about the plan that Fontenot and Arthur Smith have for him?
So first and foremost, I know a lot of people are like, it's rookie minicamp. Why are we talking so much about it? The answer is guys who start strong and look the part early at their tenures tend to continue that trend into their rookie campaigns and usually start or at least get meaningful reps very early on. So you got a guy here in Bergeron who looks good in minicamp, doing all the right things. He'll continue that trend into OTAs. He'll continue that trend into the training camp and then to the preseason, which means he'll work with the first and second string, get all that great coaching, and be ready for week one starting, which is exactly why they drafted him in the second round. They believe he's their future left guard. So I think this early indications of him being a good player is great for Atlanta. Let's take a step back and look at this pick. Because when this pick rolled through, I thought, solid pick. He's a good player, second round guy, fill a spot at guard for the Atlanta Falcons. But when you take a deeper look, this is probably the perfect marriage of scheme and talent that you'll find maybe in the entire second round of the draft. So according to NFL.com, I want to focus on this really briefly about what Bergeron's strengths are. And just reading directly from the report, they say he's a dynamic run blocker, able to excel in all three phases: positioning, sustaining, and finishing. They say he shows a strong desire to impose his will on the man across from him. And here's the great part. Run blocking technique is top-notch across the board. So this guy's a phenomenal run blocker. He looks like a great athlete, NFL-ready athlete. So that's awesome, especially when we consider this is a running football team. Everybody knows this, but the data certainly supports it. Last season, the Atlanta Falcons had the second highest run percentage, second only very close to the Chicago Bears, who had Justin Fields. There was a lot of running with him in that quarterback situation. So in terms of designed running plays, the Atlanta Falcons far and away the most. So the one concern maybe you have with that, you got a guy who's a great fit as a run blocker. Well, how's he in his pass blocking game? Is that really going to be a concern? Not nearly as much as people think. That was the one question mark against Bergeron, because the Atlanta Falcons under Arthur Smith want to be a play action team. If you go back to Arthur Smith's best year with the Tennessee Titans, where he was the offensive coordinator, They had the 5th most play action usage out of any team in the NFL. And look, I played offensive line in college. A lot of offensive linemen out there, former O-linemen. If you see this, I'm sure you guys will agree with me. The difference between run blocking and play action blocking is like that much. In fact, a lot of O-line coaches want you to treat them almost exactly the same, just that way it gives that same look to the defense to help with your play action. So you've got a guy here who fits perfectly what the Atlanta Falcons want to do. He's a great run blocker, so they're going to run the ball 55% of the time anyway, so perfect there. And they want to play action a lot. They were 5th most, again, Arthur Smith was with the Tennessee Titans. He wants to carry that over to the Atlanta Falcons. So that run blocking talent is going to fit perfectly into the play action game as well. And the fact that he's off to such a strong start means he'll slide very early into that role in his time as an Atlanta Falcon. I think this is a great sign that this Falcons offensive line that was already a strength, right, Miles, that just got even better.
Yeah, Nick. And I think one last point to lean on here is Bergeron is a really cool story of growth through every point of his career. Obviously, we look in college, he built from his 2020 campaign, graded out at a 53.5, took a huge jump his second year to a 74.6 grade in 21, then continued improvement to a 75.2 grade his final year in 2022. But Nick, that is not where the buck stops with Bergeron. This is a guy who, coming out of high school, he was barely even a top 900 recruit. Now he's built his way up every year, as we said, improving. Now getting picked in the 2nd round by the Atlanta Falcons, working his way into a starting role at left guard. This is a guy who grinds. He works very hard, a very cerebral player, and he wants to be the best that he can be. So I feel like he is going to work his tail off for the Atlanta Falcons to be the best player that they can have on this team.
All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner in today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.